this church and I'll never coach you. Do you think that there are some people that are going past Phil Jackson that he's not telling them to run around the stadium? Huh?
Yes. Yes.
That is in his presence every day. Why is he not telling them not to run around the stadium or to shoot hoops?
Because they're not a part of his team or his system.
Right. They haven't signed up for him to be their coach.
They don't qualify for the system.
They don't qualify for the system. And some of you have become members of the church, members of the ministry, friends of the ministry. You're in the chat room chatting, but you have not qualified to be a part of the coaching system. You can be a part of the company of prophets and not sign up for my coaching system. A matter of fact, when you're a partner of the ministry, I'm here to massage you, so I'll rub you. Oh, it'll be okay. But when you sign up and say, here's my 25 grand, coach me. So, okay, I got my coaching hat on. Darling, why are you here on the earth? What do you mean, why am I here? I'm here to enjoy life. Wrong answer. Go find out your why and then call me. Well, I'm here for my 3 kids. Okay, your why is not big enough. Go back and get a bigger why. You will never become a millionaire for your 3 kids. Life won't reward you. There are certain questions a coach will ask you that a friend would never think to ask you. A friend loves you the way you are. The coach hates what you are. Because the coach reaches down into you for your potential. And the coach forces you to do the work while your friends will help you to do the work. Your coach will not do your homework. Your friends will. How many of you have friends that helped you with your homework? Do your coach get down and says, listen, we got to do 50 push-ups today. I'll do 25, you do the other 25. Come on, work with me, church. What do you say about that, Prophet Jonathan?
It's amazing, because if I'm not here to help you, you may think, oh, why doesn't he go down and do those push-ups? He did already. That's how he got there. That's why he's a trusted name.
Yeah. And that's why I want you to understand that our sister says, Cindy Phillips says, she needs a coach. Yes, you do. Everyone in this chat room needs a coach. Some people will go through their entire life never being coached. And guess what you can tell? Because they won't have the dexterity. They won't have the adeptness in a skill. They'll be a jack of all trades and masters of none.
Master Prophet is a consistent thing, because I remember when I was in school, I played sports, and they would have clinics. We went to some clinics. It would be a weekend clinic where some professional players would come in, and they would just do like a weekend clinic with you, and it'd be nice. But when you actually got on the team and you got into that 6-day-a-week practice, there was another level of accountability. You know, it got tougher, it got harder, and you had to keep up to the pace of that system.
Yep. Stanley Jones says your coach is your money motivator. I'm telling you, man, I signed up this year. I signed up personally to 3 coaches this year. This year I did. I says, well, you know, Reverend Ike is gone. I says, Bishop McKinley is gone. I says, these men were key to being major anchors in my life. I says, I need to get the next level of coaches that can take me into some area of development. And let me tell you something. A coach will squeeze the lemon juice out of your lemons. And most people don't want the process because they don't want the level of accountability. And so, let me get back over here to the tithe so that you'll understand some things. I want to say to you, sowing is the only cure there is for greed. Obedience is just returning the tithe, just replanting the seed that God has put in your hands. I want to ask you today, what are you doing with the tithe? And I want to let you know the warfare that goes on in the world today and the controversy is over prosperity. Why? Because people will try to stop you from giving to God. Why is that? Because they don't want you to be financially accountable to God. And if you have an accountant that is not filled with God's Spirit and revelation insight, the first thing they do is try to strip you. You almost have to convince, you have to preach to your accountant about why it's important for you to tithe. You let them say, listen, all of this comes from all of that. If you're not clear and you go on a budget, you want to know the sure way to death, get on a budget. A budget is a basket to hell. A budget is a basket to hell. Get on a budget. You think anything I could ever do for God, you think I could ever afford it? Prophet Deborah, anything we started to do, could we ever afford it?
Master Prophet, whatever we did or venture out to do, the money was not there. We could not afford it in the natural, but we went by faith. And as we went, the money showed up.
We made sure that God got his cut first and some. Do you see the difference? Now, we didn't go out here living, a $2 million life with only $1 million coming in. You follow what I'm saying? Well, how did you do it? We lived a $10 million life with only $1 million coming in. We just made sure that God got $200,000 first and said, now prove me. He said, prove me now and see. So I'm going to prove you. Here's my tithe and here's my offering. Here's 20% I'm sowing. Father would whisper and say, go get this here. We go look at that and they don't even know why they're giving it to me for that price. There was times we were struggling, and none of our struggle has ever come because of bad money management. All of our struggle has always come because we was always expanding into the next horizon that God was stretching us into. Because we discovered that life is a struggle. We struggle every time we get ready to break into a new dimension. When we got ready to jump into streaming, it was a struggle. We sent the security home of people that was here at the sanctuary, said, y'all go home, watch on the internet, we're looking straight directly into the cameras. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to put this set up. We didn't have the money. We had to come with $250,000. We didn't know where it was going to come from, but we knew God said to do it. We did it. You remember that, right?
Yes, Your Grace. Yes.
But our tithe was not lacking. We gave God his due, and God said, prove me now and see. We were sitting there, and the people would come and says, okay, we finished the job. We trust that your word is good. How are you going to pay? He says, take the credit card, take this check, and you'll be able to cash it in a week. But don't cash it until I can give you a call. I said, now God, I obeyed everything you said. I proved you now. I could only do that because I had a certainty in here that my tithe